So today I want to welcome one of our funded traders, Marianne, on the podcast today. It's really a pleasure to have you on, and I want to welcome you.
Thanks.
And you've came a long way from the beginning of. We've actually touched base multiple times, as we do with all of our members. And I want to talk today a little bit about how you started, how you found UWM, your journey when it comes to becoming a non-funded to a funded trader, and how that all turned around for you, and the benefits, and what has happened to you that really shifted your mindset from, say, trading on a smaller account size to trading, capital of six figures and more. So, first and foremost, I would like to thank you for being on the podcast. And first and foremost, let's talk a little bit about, you just came back from Bali. You had a wonderful vacation on Bali, and we sincerely appreciate the photos that you've sent us wearing the merch.
Yeah.
So how was Bali? How did that, go about?
It was crazy, man. So I went to Bali for a month, and I had the privilege to be there for a whole month and having the way to trade in Bali, making some money in Bali, having my fun, and seeing all the people here in Montreal doing the 9 to 5. So I was so happy about that.
It was a crazy
experience. Yeah.
Did you trade a little bit in Bali? Did you take some trades, or did you take the month off maybe to relax? Or
no, I took some trades. It was, I would say, 2 trades a week.
Okay.
3 trades. Yeah, 2-3 trades a week. Yeah. Just to be, back in the game, stay in the game, stay consistent. Yeah. Seeing the pairs, how's the market sentiment going every week? Yeah. What's the news? But fairly, I was kind of backed up, because when you travel, you want to have your full attention on your travel.
Absolutely.
You don't want to see all the the trades going on, and when you take a loss, then you can affect your travel. And
100%. But at least you maintain a systematic approach, and you're still trading, because at the end of the day, it's your bread and butter, correct? So even on vacation, or when you're having a good time, you still got to make sure that you ensure that you still get your gains for the month or the week, right? And
yeah. So basically, having the privilege of traveling and working at the same time, I don't think many people can do that, So
you're right.
When I was there, I was trying to be at least profitable and consistent on my trades. Yeah. And I would say my number one focus was looking at 2 pairs at a time.
Sure.
2 pairs, 3 times pairs maximum per week. Like charting them, monitoring them, and when I see something beautiful, just taking the trade. Exactly. Yeah. And at the same time, you were here in Montreal 12 hours before,
absolutely.
Plus 12. And every morning I was waking up and I was seeing like all the messages from the group, and I was like, okay, maybe this one is interesting. Maybe this one is interesting,
Yeah, absolutely.
So all this history of talk, I was using it.
Phenomenal. Yeah, because in this day and age, you don't really need face-to-face interactions anymore, when everything's online, and the benefit of that is surreal. When different time zones or not, you're still executing the positions at the same time, say somebody in Canada or the United States are taking, whereas you're in a different time zone in Bali, correct? So today I wanted to discuss a little bit about your journey in trading and how you found UWM, and the obstacles that you faced to finally becoming a 6-figure trader. You're fully funded, 600,000, but we've scaled you. UWM has scaled you because we saw your profitability. So, you have access to a large sums of capital, and we want to discuss, a little bit about your trading style. Are you an intraday trader, a scalper, or a swing trader? How much % a month do you try to obtain, and when do you know when it's enough for you? And we see you've been very consistent, so that's why I wanted to have you on the podcast today, to really just kind of get a feel for all the traders that are watching, so they can kind of see exactly where they can benefit from how exactly you trade. So let's talk about the beginning. How did you get into trading? What was your journey, and what was the lessons that you've learned?
So it took me a while to figure out how trading works.
Sure.
It took me maybe a year just to understand and to read all the books in the market, Trading in the Zone, Mark Douglas, seeing all the courses online. I took courses from going swing trading. I took courses going scalp trading. I tried everything on demo accounts. Yeah. And then I launched myself once with a $5,000 in Canadian $5,000
cash account.
Cash account, yeah. Okay. And then I was profitable for let's say, few weeks, maybe a month, and then I remember everything crashed down, and I tried again and tried again and tried again. I went in different group classes to try to trade with people, but none of them will be successful.
Sure.
And then I found you like on Instagram randomly, like, oh, you're a trader as well. So I just texted you and you invited me to come to see the office. Super friendly. I mean, there was no pressure at all. I mean, I texted you by myself, you know?
Right, correct.
And then you invited me, and I met all the people from the trading floor.
Yeah, so you met all the traders that are funded by UWM, and you know, it's cool to see, you know, other traders that are trying to accomplish the same goals as yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So the fact being entered by all these people, it was a game changer. I mean, just waking up in the morning and see all people already waking up. Hey guys, focus today on gold, because gold there might be some news today. Right. So you have to take trading seriously. You can't do this as passive income. You have to be super active. You have to be there 24/7. I mean, for me, that's how I do it. You know, I'm always on the screen, maybe on my phone, looking the news. You know, you have to make yourself want to make it work. You know what I mean? Like you have to love it. And, and that's what I tell a lot of people is that, you know, it's great to have a strategy and to want to, you know, make money in the markets, but you also have to love it, you know, and that's really this misconception that a lot of people think that you can just, you know, make this like a 9-to-5 job. But trading, you know, there's so many benefits, but you do have to put in a lot of work, and you really have to love the passion and the art of trading itself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's 100% for sure. You know, as a trading, I feel myself as an entrepreneur, you know?
Yeah, sure.
So when you do a 9-to-5, you work for someone else. As an entrepreneur, you can take wins, you can take losses every day. So the fact that to be focused, like every morning, just be on screen, and when you see something, you react. You have to be active on this.
Trade like a robot, like definitely, and that's the thing. You have to trade like a robot. Like you really have to take your emotions out of trading, and obviously you have to use phenomenal risk management. I'm not saying to go crazy, because, you know, at the end of the day, UWM has trusted you with certain funds, and you know, and you know, passing the evaluation phases, we really want to ensure that you are the right fit to, you know, to trade such capital.
For sure.
So that's why we really recommend. I mean, like, what's your risk tolerance? Are you risking 0.5%? Are you risking 1% or more per trade?
So to pass the challenge, my strategy was for the phase 1.
Because you took the evaluation phase.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
To go crazy. I mean, crazy. It's a percent. You know,
it's a percentage.
1%, 1.5% a trade. It depends the pairs. I also trading. I was trading also gold. Yeah. And usually I don't trade gold that much, you know, because gold is it's a
volatile pair. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
So I was using this strategy to go crazy at the beginning, and when I passed, for sure I was trading like 0.5, 0.4%. So small lots, super consistent, making profits. Yeah. And sometimes when I was seeing like a super strong setup, I went like, I was going like 1%, you know. Sure, I'm still going 1%.
Yeah, in retrospect, 1% is okay, you know. Like, I really emphasize on the fact that, guys, this is a long-term journey. You know, this is not about getting rich today or tomorrow. I mean, you got to love the process of trading, because there's longevity benefits to the whole aspect of trading itself. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's why I really, you know, recommend, you know, that, you know, even 0.5% risk is okay. Mm-hmm. You know, and so, you know, roughly at the end of the month, what are you looking to attain? You know, what are you 4%, 5%, 10%? Like, what is your kind of threshold that you're really looking to achieve in the markets?
Even less. I mean, at the beginning when I had like 5, 10, 15,000 cash account, I was aiming to have like a 10%, you know, like a 10% month. Okay. And it wasn't successful. And that's my number one mistake, you know, making this kind of money. You have to have a big account. Yeah. And right now, having the funds of UWM. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. So it's crazy. Yeah. It's so crazy. 3%, 2% a month for me, it's more than a nice 9-to-5 income.
Absolutely. Yeah,
like it's way more. I don't need to be on screens all the time. Okay. I'm still charting. I'm still monitoring. I'm missing many trades, but I don't care. I'm taking the one I want to take.
And that's phenomenal. That's a phenomenal approach. I'm telling you, a lot of issues that a lot of new traders are doing is that the problem is that they really want to trade every day, and they really want to take every single setup that they see, you know, and we really want to make sure that our traders that trade with us are understanding that tomorrow is always a new day, and you don't have to sincerely really attack the markets at all approaches. You know what I mean? And so that's where a professional versus an amateur trader, you'll see the difference. Where you know, a professional trader like yourself and like so many others on our team, you know, we're not trading every day, and we're really finding the AAA setups before executing a certain position. And we can see that with your, you know, your history of trades, that we see that you're really, you know, finding the right time to execute the right position. And that kind of follows me back to my other question. If I had to ask you, what kind of a trader are you? Are you a scalper? Are you an intraday trader, or are you a swing trader?
So
or maybe it was two different ones from the evaluation phase rather than to now you're on the live account.
Yeah, for sure. The evaluation phase was I would say hybrid scalping.
Sure.
So you want to make the profits as soon as possible to pass the phase, to pass the challenge. Once you pass it, you can take maybe a few trades a week, one trade a week.
Correct.
Sometimes you can scalp it. So you go how you feel, you go how you see the markets, you know. So to answer your question, I would say more as a swing trader, you know. So I'm taking trades. Sometimes I'm holding them long time position, few days position.
Okay.
Sometimes it depends. I just see a trade, I take the trade. In a few hours in, I see some profits, and I'm like, okay, maybe I want to go, I don't know, drive the car, you know, doing some stuff.
Yeah.
So I just close the trade, having fun, you know.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, trading is really a passion.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
Right?
That is the perfect word you could have used. A lifestyle. Trading is a lifestyle, and especially, you know, when you're a live trader and you're trading full time, and that is your source of income. It's a lifestyle, right? You're not at the office from 9 to 5 every day. You seriously could pick and choose the days you want to trade.
Yeah, for sure.
And whether it's, you know, it's a good opportunity or not. So let's say in an average day, I mean, you know, are you taking multiple trades per day? Are you taking 10 trades? How many trades per day, let's say, and then at the end of the week, how many trades are you really taking?
So I'm trying to focus like 1 to 2 trades a day.
Okay,
max. Phenomenal. So usually I use the market sentiment as one of my biggest indicator to see how the market is going right now, you know. So when I see a pair shifting from some market sentiment to another one, and I'm really focused on this pair, I'm trying to lock up on the only one, you know. Sometimes 2.
Yeah.
So I might take 2 positions a day, but I'm really trying to find the best one, you know.
The best opportunities.
Yeah. And then when I'm in a trade, I just take the trade.
And do you have emotions when you're in a trade, or do you really let yourself go from the emotions?
I mean, I still have emotions, you know. It's always like an emotion game. I'm not emotionless. Yet.
Right.
I'm not a robot yet.
Correct.
It's something I'm trying to, you know, develop as my career going. But I'm trying to be the less emotional.
Yeah.
So when you take a trade, if it's negative, it's okay. It's red. If it's blue, it's okay. It's green. You know, making money.
So like you wouldn't say that you're closing positions too early when you're in the profits, nor are you, you know, moving your stop loss in the negatives. Like a lot of, you know, traders are, you know, when they're in drawdown, they're scared of taking a loss, and what they're doing is they're kind of moving their stop loss more in the negatives, so that the issue with that is at the end of the day, it's all a statistic, right? It's all an equation. So when a trader is moving their stop loss in the negatives, well, now they're down, say 2 or 3%, which is enormous, versus their capital gains. I mean, the gains that they're going to achieve are 1 to 2%. So they're always chasing kind of a losing streak, whereas, you know, a professional trader is really understanding, and where they place their stop loss, they're leaving it there, and they're not moving it, right? A 1% loss, a 0.5% loss, whatever that might be, you know your loss prior to getting into that trade.
Exactly. So I always put my stop losses before entering a trade.
Absolutely.
And I mean, it happened what happened, you know. I just played the long run, you know. So let's say on 10 trades, I might have 7 or 8 who wins and 2 or 3 who fails. I mean, that's life. That's how it's going, you know. Sometimes you can take 2 trades, 3 trades in a row failing, like hitting a stop loss. And you feel like, fuck, you know, like this week was bad, you know, this day was bad. But that's how you progress, you know, by taking losses you journal and you try to figure out and like what went wrong, you know. Maybe I closed too early, maybe I was too emotional, what happened, you know, and what's the forecast after, you know, because sometimes you take the loss and then the trade goes in a progression, so you just close it like earlier, you know.
Correct. Yeah.
So I mean it's a question of working, it's a battle about yourself versus yourself, you know.
Right.
It's always like you're trading against yourself, like against your mindset, against everything, you know.
Absolutely.
So I think having this lifestyle, it's a work every day. Have to work. Yeah.
So like from the beginning, I mean, you know, your knowledge prior to jumping into the evaluation phases, and then, you know, as you know it, UWM offers like mentorship, and we offer our mastery class, and we offer continuous support. And would you say that helped you succeed today, rather than not having that?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. So the fact that having like people in the same boat as me,
sure,
and understanding me helped me so much. The master classes, A1. Sometimes there was some things I was lacking into the information. So let's say a news was popping up, you know, my reaction to the news were, I would say, bearish or bullish, you know. So I wasn't sure how to react to this kind of news, and the fact that taking master classes that teach me, you know, like this this kind of news, it's more of a bearish news,
right?
Yeah. So masterclass, I loved it. I mean, there's so many things I learned there, and I'm using it every day, like every single day.
And we appreciate it because we really want to make sure and ensure that our traders, you know, a lot of communities out there that we see, they're not offering such sort of, you know, continuous support, whereas, you know, we saw that a lot of places were lacking. So we decided to really emphasize on a mastery class, a community, something to really take, you know, as you know it, trading is a lonely sport. Correct. So we really wanted to emphasize that, you know, as a trader, you're not alone. You know, you're managing UWM's funds, so we really want to emphasize that you succeed. So we're constantly, you know, giving videos, weekly calls, so that you're really like on the right track to success. And so that's why we sincerely appreciate your feedback and sincerely, because we really want to make sure that our traders are really enjoying it, and because we put a lot of time and effort in such classes for you to learn from. So tell me, I mean, so how did it feel, you know, after receiving, say, maybe it's a you know, a private thing to talk about, but say, you know, after receiving your first payout from UWM, did you feel finally you've achieved such sort of success from trading, whereas it's a difficult industry to break through? And would you say that you were, you know, satisfied and relieved that, okay, this thing is possible, and you're able to, you know, make money long term from this sort of, you know, career path that you've chosen?
So I switched from a 9-to-5 to full-time trading. Okay,
phenomenal.
Yeah. And
what were you doing prior to that?
Yeah,
if you don't mind me asking.
I was in IT.
Okay,
yeah,
IT.
I was working in IT, and I got kicked by the job. So
okay,
I lost the job,
right.
and I was trading at the same time. And before getting kicked out, I received my first payout, like let's say a few months, 1 month maybe.
Yeah.
Before, and I remember I thought like this was like a scam, you know, like what's this money, you know, my bank account doing here? You know, I didn't even know how to like register this for my taxes. I didn't know nothing, you know. I was like, I receive money, what do I do with this money? Do I spend it? Do I keep it there? Do I have to tell someone, you know? And then I realized that you can make this decent amount of money continuously. Exactly. Every month, every 2 months. Sometimes you make like, let's say a few thousand in your bank, a few thousand as a profit. Sure. And you want to take the rest of the month off. Yeah. So you just keep it there. You wait for the payout, you take the payout out, and that's it. It's so easy, it's so fun, and I use the money to put it some in my bank, my cash account. Sure, that's fine. So I'm still trading with this money. It's I will say it's two different emotions, you know, trading with like a big fund management. Yeah. And with a cash account, you have two different emotions. So it's really pleasant. Yeah. Yeah, and game changer. It's game changer, man. Yeah. I mean, you know, it is, because at the end of the day, it's you could have never, you know, maybe, but I'm just saying, in a short period of time, have so much growth and progress with such account, like you stated earlier, of having a smaller $5,000 account, correct? So having, you know, proving yourself to us that you were able to manage our large funds. Now that you're in the big leagues, you know, quote unquote, you're like,
you're able to generate a larger sum of income relatively quicker than you would have if you were trading such as like a $5,000 account, you know? And so that's why, you know, would you say, like, if you had to look back, like, are you satisfied? Are you happy with using a prop firm to really give you that stepping stone in this industry?
100%. I think that's the thing that for me was the most, I would say, the best thing of all of this, what isn't the money, is the stress I have.
Okay.
So when I had like 10,000 in my cash account, I was so stressed about losing this money.
Correct.
So every trade I took, I was closing it too early, taking profits too early, and vice versa. You know, right now having the fact that I'm handling this large amount of money, I'm stressless.
Sure.
And people think that having big sum of money, you're going to be stressful, you know, because you have so much money, you have to manage it. No. The fact that you're having such a big amount of money, you only need to take a trade or two. Yeah. And that's it. And when you know your strategy, you just take your trade, you follow the rules, you follow your steps, and that's it. Yeah. So you can make you make big steps working less.
Yeah. So you would say, so basically, would you say that you are more of a successful trader when it comes to trading larger sums of capital rather than your own cash account?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And I think the fact that it's not my money because it's a prop firm, it's also a stress less
free kind of experience.
Yeah, it's such a free. It's a different, as I told you, you know, the cash account, it's one kind of experience, and the prop firm is another kind of experience.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy. I mean, I found the prop firm. I never thought that this kind of thing exist.
Yeah.
I know many prop firms, you know, FTMOs, MyFF, but they don't give me this kind of support.
Okay, and that actually fell back to my question is, you know, from the beginning, I'm sure you saw many other prop firms out there. Like, what made you choose UWM over the next?
I think the proximity first, because it's the same region, you know, it's my country, it's my it's my town, but also because for me it was. I had all the support. So the support was game changer for me. The video, the courses, the questions, just text the group chat, you know, just text like...
Yeah, because as you know, and that it's funny you say that, because, you know, in the beginning of UWM, we really emphasize on fast and quick support, you know, because many other firms out there, you know, it takes that 24, 48 hours to get a basic answer, such as, can you hold trades over the weekend? Yeah. And for us, you know, trading, we really understand that it's extremely time sensitive. So we know that a trader needs an answer yesterday. Mm-hmm. So we really tried to answer, and, you know, as you know it, you know, now we have a team of, you know, 11 dedicated account managers, you know, that are strictly dedicated to a certain amount of traders. Plus, you know, we have the live chat and so on and so forth. But we want to make sure that you're able to WhatsApp your dedicated account manager, and he's able to answer you right away. And so that's what really, you know, I hope, you know, that really helps you
for sure
in the game.
The community is crazy. I mean, all the people here supporting each other. You know, trading, it's a place where people, they want to eat them alive. You know, it's like sharks.
Right.
And here we all try to like push back the sharks, you know, all together. We like a whole team, you know.
That's so really
when
cool.
Someone
I
take
appreciate
a loss,
that.
Once someone take a loss, I mean, everyone, you know, feels the same loss, you know, in the same manner.
Sure.
And this kind of like emotional support and mental support helps me and my, you know, all the traders like so much. It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, I don't have any words to describe this. You know, you have to live it. You know,
you have to live the experience.
Exactly.
No, for sure. Like anything in life. I mean, you gotta, you know, some people, they're really, you know, skeptical about, you know, starting something new.
Yeah.
And like, you know, you could have been continuously working your 9-to-5 job from the beginning, but it's like, at the same time, where would you have been today? Right? Would you have had that same experience, win, good or bad? Because, you know, to become a successful trader, especially in this industry, you got to accept and learn to take on losses. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's not all glorious and there's wins. Once you start to really build your fundamental of a trading strategy and a plan, you can then implement that in your live trading like you're doing so. And so, you know, at the beginning, did you take any losses at the beginning, or was it straight victory right away?
Oh yeah, no, I took so many losses. I mean, I have to admit it, you know, even me, I failed the challenge like a few times before passing it, because I was doing the wrong strategy. For me, the best strategy was to be aggressive at the beginning and be like super passive and take like slow trades at the end. And at the beginning, I was like, okay, so I pay for the challenge. Let's try it.
Sure.
Let's make 0.5%. Let's make this. You don't have time. You have to be super aggressive at the beginning. And I think overall, all the experience taught me more than like learning by myself, So the challenge was life changer in a certain way. Of my trading, my trading capacities.
So what would you say? I mean, would you say? Now you're trading full time, and that's phenomenal. And would you say? Do you see yourself trading in the next 5 years, 10 years?
Yeah, for sure. For the moment right now, it's been a few years I'm trading. It's been since 2019. I would say a part-time / full-time trader. And since during COVID, I'm a full-time trader. I love how is it going so far.
Yeah.
In 5 years, for sure, I'm going to be still in the trading game. But in 10 years, I don't know.
Where you'll be, right?
Yeah, right now, I'm using all this money to like invest in as I said, in Bali.
In real estate, that was crazy.
In Bali, some real estate, it's crazy. I bought some cars, I bought some luxury things, So I'm pleasing myself for the moment. I love this lifestyle, but I don't know if it's sustainable for the long term. Sometimes you can have a bad week, but sometimes you can have a bad month. And you have to accept the fact, that you're having a bad week and a bad month.
And at the end of the day, it's really like those profits and those gains that you've achieved previously can really make up for those losses. For sure. Like I 100% agree with you, where as a trader, you can have a losing week, a losing month. Just make sure and ensure that those losing weeks or months are not your whole account balance.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Risk management, it's super important.
Yeah. And so where would you say, like, at the end of the day, what is your stop out for the day? And a lot of traders, I really want to, for them to see and be eye-opening, because a lot of our traders, some that are trading the evaluation accounts, is sometimes they revenge trade.
Yeah.
And what do you do, to help you and avoid revenge trading when you're, you take a loss and stop, instead of doubling up on that losing trade and really attacking the markets? How do you take a step back? How do you, look at it from a third party view almost, and kind of come back the next day refreshed and look at a good trade to take? So
for me, like the biggest stop loss is 2%. So it's
per day?
Per day. So it's 4 trades, because I'm risking 0.5.
Sure.
So after 4 trades, 3 trades let's not say in a row, but like during the day. And it's rare sometimes I'm taking 4 trades a day, but sometimes it happens. There's news, there's things, there's 2 pairs going crazy, there is multiple pairs crossing over, and I'm like, that's interesting. So 2% a day. Sometimes I'm even risking up 1%.
Sure, yeah, because you don't really need to go to that full threshold of 2%. You can actually just stick to that 1% and say, hey, I'm down 1% today.
And you go out. You go out, you go take a drink, you go to a bar, you go have some friends, you go raise the car. I don't know. You just do something else, you start tomorrow. And if I have 2 days in a row, like 2%, I'm out for the week. Okay,
that's phenomenal. Yeah,
that's my rule. And it happened
to you, and then you came back refreshed, and then you've achieved it, because I would know. I mean, you're a profitable trader with us, so of course you have losing days and losing weeks, but in the long term, at the end of the month, at the end of the day, you do come up blue.
Exactly.
On the MT4
positive. Blue.
So that comes to a question for me. I mean, when you were first starting off, let's take it a little step back. How were you journaling? Were you back testing? Or did you just kind of right away think, I'm gonna make this happen, and I'm gonna just start, trading? It's like, or did you really back test? I mean, a lot of traders, they think that, going out all the time is fun and Friday nights are great, but at the end of the day, I mean, if you want this to work, you got to work harder and better than the next person. So would you say that you were, taking some days off to simply just back test and perfect your craft rather than going out and having fun?
Yeah, for sure. 100%. I mean, when I'm having a bad day, I'm using the other time of the day sometimes to go out having fun. But some days I just don't feel in the mood to trade.
Sure.
Or I don't see any trades. So I'm using the whole day to see how I can back test, I'm using new strategies. right now I'm using the same strategy since the last 1 year.
Absolutely. I mean, because if it's working, why fix it, right? Like that quote. Obviously, there's tweaking involved as the markets progress. Naturally speaking, you're gonna have to kind of change or just tweak your strategy to perfection. But doesn't mean you have to jump from strategy to strategy like a lot of traders are doing, or at least, amateur rookie traders are doing. They're jumping from strategy to strategy, and maybe even using signal groups, which we don't recommend at all, because, when we're allocating certain amount of funds, we're giving it to that certain trader, and we really emphasize on him taking those trades for himself rather than, looking at the next and trading what they see is happening in the markets, because a lot of traders take a lot of losses due to the fact that some traders are taking or giving opportunities and signals, but it doesn't fit their given strategy plan or even time of the day to take that trade.
You know what's the best? I think it's for me, since the last year, having the same strategy. And even when I take like days I don't trade, or I don't feel in the mood to trade, or I'm traveling a lot, you know me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's the trader lifestyle. Yeah. Really, it's trading on the go, learning on the go.
Yeah, for sure.
Because at the end of the day, all we need is simply Wi-Fi, a phone, maybe a laptop, a trading setup, and just a good mental state. So to take a good profitable trade.
Yeah. So having like these days off, I would say, I use like these days to perfect my trade, So even if I see like, let's say a pair going my direction, okay, and I would see I'll put a trade here, but I don't want it to,
Yeah.
So I just take my demo account, I do the trade, and if it works in my way,
you just know that your analysis was correct, rather than trading it on the live account, and that's phenomenal.
And I think I have twice as much more good analysis than good trades.
Okay.
What I mean is like I'm taking like, let's say 2 analysis, okay, worked, but in this meantime I only took 1 trade, so I'm doing a lot of backtesting, a lot of, let's say, fake trades.
Execution is 10% of the time. 90% of the time you're waiting for the right setup, right opportunity.
You don't need
learning.
to be rushed, I'm working at a computer, I see the news, I see something, I listen to music, and you spend a good amount of time in front of the computer, but you don't need to take the trades like every minute, trade.
Yeah,
like you only need a trade, man. 1 trade and you're good.
Can really change your month. Yeah, and I agree with you 100%. So that's phenomenal. I mean, I really appreciate sharing your story when it comes to UWM, the prop space, and how you started, and how your journey and the obstacles that you came about this whole industry and trading as a whole. Sitting with you now, do you have any questions for me when it comes to? Do you have a question for me when it comes to the prop industry, the prop space in general?
I'm wondering, like, where is this gonna go? Because as far as now,
right,
I'm happy. I'm having all the traders at the floor. We trade, but is it going more? Are we expanding? Are we expanding more? New offices, new places in the world, the new things. What's the next step?
Absolutely, no, and that's a great point. Is so as we progress, more traders are jumping on board here, and the space in general is becoming so large, and really is, 10% of where it can go. The whole world and all the traders as a whole are just constantly growing. So as UWM grows, and as traders like yourself are profitable, it definitely opens up our minds to expansion, and new offices maybe where UWM traders can jump on board and trade from different cities, and say, you never know. And so that's kind of where we're at right now. But constantly some people are not able to displace themselves to a certain office every day. So we really want to emphasize on the online presence, and right now we're focusing really on the mastery class, as well as the webinars, the weekly webinars, to really make sure and ensure our traders are up to date every day, so they can really trade. I mean, this is a business, right? They are trading as a salary instead of getting a paycheck every 2 weeks, like a 9 to 5. Your paycheck now is your own trading performance. As you know, it can be a lot larger, right, than a given regular 9-to-5 job. So that's kind of where we're at. But definitely, growth is really on our radar very closely, and we're progressing there. So I really wanted to thank you for being on the podcast today and sharing your experience with UWM. And we really want to ensure and really we're happy to have a trader like you on board, and to have more traders like you to be on board and to be profitable long term, and not seriously take this as a fast-paced, get rich kind of quick job. It's not really what it is.
The only thing I can say about this is that trading is a luxury,
Right.
To be focused 100% of your time, you have to have money in the back, you have to have a large amount of money on the side. You need to have something, to live for, because if you're doing trading for money, it will take you a while. It'll take you a while to have all this, like the losses, the wins, and to get all these.
And imagine it's like now it's like traders never had that before, and even now traders with not so much of a large sum of money can they can grab any sort of account. I mean, we even have a $25,000 account, which isn't so much money. And instead of maybe purchasing, a luxury, they can purchase this, and really they can start progressing and showing progress to their career path, because trading, like you said, is a luxury once you're able to sustain it and be profitable long term. It really is a luxury for this to be your trading career.
Yeah.
Half the time, we really like to communicate with our traders on, a weekly, daily basis. And every time we talk, we touch base, chances are you're on a plane, or you're in Bali, you're in another place. And that's really the lifestyle that we really want to showcase to our traders, because that is the reality in trading as a whole. You know what I mean?
You have to take the step, you have to be aggressive enough to try the challenge, to try something, and to be persuasive of yourself, like I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And once you have
to make this an option, you have to really want to succeed in this industry. But once
it's a hard game,
right?
But when it works,
Yeah, absolutely. When it works, I mean, those who show dedication will succeed in anything in life.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? I mean, trading is just one industry. Say you wanted to, get into a certain different industry as a whole. I mean, there's certain obstacles that you're gonna, get. And you know what I mean? And so you have to surpass those so that you can succeed in any sort of industry that you're getting into. Sure. And trading is no different from any of those. So and that's really where we stand, and it's I'm very happy to have sat down with you today, and I really appreciate it, and hope to have you back on the podcast soon for UWM, and we're very excited to see where you progress and where the next 3 months, 12 months goes for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man, and we'll see each other soon. I'm pretty sure.
Absolutely, Marianne. I really thank you for having you on the podcast today, and it's always a pleasure having you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Ciao.